along and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. So Kapow had a fantastic sale over the weekend, and this is being recorded after the weekend of the TFN big broadcast 2020. So to celebrate that, Kapow and In Demand Toys had big sales on, and I managed to pick this dude up from Kapow during their sale. So this is the Fansproject WB009 Servo Core Warbot. So this is the first Fansproject that I've actually been able to pick up, and the reason that I picked this up is because anyone who's watched this channel before knows that I've wanted a kind of IDW War Within version of Grimlock for a while, and this is the closest thing I found other than the titanium version, which I can't find anywhere. I know it exists, I want it, and I can't find it anywhere. So first of all, we will as always look at the packaging, which won't take too long. It's a little bit like the Zeta stuff, to be fair. It's just a brown box with some writing on it. So we get a Warbot here, and then some Japanese writing or Chinese writing, I'm not exactly sure, apologies there. And then underneath we get fansproject.com WB009 Servo Fansproject logo there, and ages 16. And then at the top we get Fansproject Servo Core. At the side we get Fansproject WB009 Servo Core Warbot. So everything is pretty much the same. And at the bottom we get warnings: don't eat children, they're dangerous for your health, all of those kind of things. So that's pretty much it for the box. We also get some lovely destructions with this. Transformation on this dude is pretty simple, pretty easy. We get the transformation for the bot itself, and also for the Severo, I believe this one is called, the little minifigure that's inside it. But it's in the format that I like, which is the kind of spreadsheet version of this rather than a booklet. And I think that's all of the goodies that we get. He comes with some accessories that I'll show you later on, but that's pretty much all of the peripherals. So now let's take a look at the main event himself. And so those of you who don't know what I mean, or why on earth is Grimlock turning into a vehicle mode rather than turning into a dinosaur or a T-Rex, this is because, if we just get it out of the way, in IDW Comics, his pre-Earth mode is this vehicle here, which I think is absolutely killer, and this is pretty damn close to what we get with this, hence the reason that I picked this up. So we can now have a closer look at this guy, and even though it's a pretty nice version of it, you know, this bit here is very close. There are bits that are different, but this is a recolor of another one of their figures as well. So this was a special edition that they released, so it wasn't supposed to be a copy of that. This is something they've done to make it look like that, and it's nice. It's a nice pickup. I like a lot of the kind of molded detailing that we get on this. The front bit, we get some lights here, some nice plastic detail, and the plastic on this feels really nice. I've not had any kind of Fansproject before, so that's pretty cool. All the tires and wheels match. Woohoo! That's always a bonus. We get some nice red on the inside, some silvers, some blacks there. When we come around the bottom, we get some really cool claws hanging off at the bottom, which you can have like this, or you can hang them further off the back like this, or you can angle them like this. So they have a bit of posability with these claws as well, depending on how you want your vehicle to look. I quite like them back like that. Nice massive exhaust pipes coming off the back, and all in all, it's a pretty damn nice Cybertronian looking vehicle mode in its kind of reds, yellows, silvers, got that kind of industrial JCB look to it. We do get in in this mode, we actually get 2 accessories that we can use in this mode. We get a silver and orange chainsaw, and we get an orange and translucent orange chainsaw, and this kind of crudely fits on the front here, so you can kind of get this peg here and just peg it into the front bit here like that. I think. Anyway, hang on. Never works when you want to do it on camera. But it'll get there in the end. Yeah, so there we go. So that you can kind of put it on the front like that, which is okay, but it's not really my kind of thing. I think it makes the front look a little bit too long. Yeah, I mean, you can hang it there, but it's not great. And there's nowhere else to put it in this vehicle mode that I've found. Let me know in the comments if you have found any different. I thought it might attach here, but no, you can't really just slide it on the back here, unfortunately. It would be nice to kind of have it on the back, or even hang it up here would have been cool, so you could have had them both kind of like that. That'd be nice if they found a way to do that, but they don't even sit in there. Oh well, never mind. We do get another little surprise with this anyway. You can open up his cockpit, which is always a bonus, and inside we have Severo, I believe this guy's name is, who is a little kind of like engine master, power master, similar to Power Master Prime. He sits in Grimlock's chest in his bot mode, and this guy's pretty cool as well. We can hopefully get focused in. We can focus in here, and we can see he's got this nice kind of blue eyes, red head, silver on his face. The rest of it is done in plastic, and this kind of dark red to brown translucent plastic. He's articulated not bad. He can get a full 360 here. You can get some articulation on his head as well, full 360 there, and a little bit of a up and down as well. And then you get a separate articulation here at the hand, so that's pretty good. And then you get some nice articulation here at the hip joints, and then the leg also articulates at the knee. Okay, now to bring in Heartburn. So Heartburn is a little bit bigger than this dude. You can see, but I do prefer the Fansproject Severo here. Just articulation wise, just looks a hell of a lot nicer. Then to stand Severo back up, because I did not mean to kick him over then. Bring out Zeta Toys, Ford's head. So here is Cerebros, or Spike, or however you want to look at it. You can see here that he's about the same height actually. He's pretty nice. This guy is has a lot, obviously a bigger backpack, and this guy's maybe slightly differently articulated. I actually prefer Severo again here. I think he looks a lot nicer. But he still hasn't beaten my favourite minifigure of all time, and this is the Fans Hobby version of Jinrai, which is still definitely the best one, but he stands a little bit smaller. The Fans Hobby version here, sorry, still definitely the best minifigure in my collection. So now time for a quick comparison, so we can bring out X Transbots that end here, and we can see, yeah, he's a similar size to this figure lengthwise. Obviously this guy is much wider. This guy's mostly metal, this guy's mostly plastic. We can also bring out Cliffy Jumper, so we can see Cliff Jumper here. He's much bigger than Cliff Jumper. And then we can also bring out Hoist, and we can see he's much bigger than Hoist, and we can also have a little bring out Transbot's version of Sea Spray. So they are, again, they're similar, a little bit bigger. The jets at the back of Sea Spray kind of make him a similar size. And then just for shits and giggles, G1 Grimlock here, and we can see how they look together. Pretty nice. You can see the aspects of one that flows into the other. It's really, really nice. Transformation time on this guy, and the first thing we're going to do is come here and just unclip this section here and unclip this section here. Then once that's unclipped, fold the two legs out. So the legs are kind of all out here, and just fold them down like that, and then you can bring this hip piece here in. Then you've got that form there. The legs then can just turn around and turn around, so the feet are pretty much transformed then. So very easy transformation for his little legs. Then just open up his arms and disconnect this thing that's holding them together. This is just something we'll touch on later on. This is just the weapon for later on. And then bring the arms down here. Once you bring the arms down, we can then rotate the arm and rotate the arm here and close these two sections here. Then fold the arm down and bring this section up, and do the same here. Fold up and bring this section down, and then come around the back. Final thing is to just flip out these two pieces of his feet there, just to give him a little bit of extra stability. Then he is pretty much fully transformed here, ready to go to battle. Nice enough looking Grimlock here. Really cool concept, really cool idea. Again, quite close to how I'd like him to look from an IDW Comics point of view. Loving these claws here that just give him a little bit of something extra, makes him look a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more vicious. I like that. He definitely looks like he's ready for battle. If we go closer to him here and have a look at the head sculpt, nice looking Grimlock there. Different, I guess, to some of the Grimlock faces that we get, but still has that classic looking Grimlock head. Really cool, really nice. Nice that the exhausts kind of hang off the side here. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of molded detail. Big gap here. This is where Severo sits, so I'll show you that in 2 seconds. Then we come down the legs, the way that the engines kind of stick out on the legs, and loving that. Then the feet, nice big feet. The greens and the reds, the green just kind of touches it off, which is nice, splits off some of these other colors that we have. Round the back looks beautiful. Nothing's been forgot about here. Yeah, all the wheels and everything sit here as well, but you've got these little bits that just make everything look really nice. It hides any gaps or anything within the figure, and I think this looks cool. The way that the cockpit just sits here at the back as well is really nice. So overall, really nice looking figure in this mode. I would have liked him to be a little bit beefier, look a little bit beefy. He looks a little thin for me in this, for the version that I want from an IDW point of view, but overall he looks great. Articulation wise, his head is a full 360 on a ball joint. Then at the arms we get a nice rotation here at the arms, not impeded by anything, and then the same here for the bottom of the arm. We get a nice rotation and some nice extension at the elbow as well. We also get hands that go up and down, and these claws are pretty cool because they come out like that, so you can articulate them out to make him look even more vicious and Wolverine-esque, I guess. Definitely look awesome like that. Then they just hinge back in like this. Also added articulation, you probably saw in the transformation, these bits do articulate out to show off some massive rocket launchers that he can have here, so that's a beautiful thing there. The only challenge I have on mine, this you can see is pretty loose on my figure. I'll have to do some surgery and see if I can fix that. But yeah, a little disappointing that his arm is that way. He gets some also articulation here, whereas his arms will fold in like this. Hip, you get ab crunch there, but it kind of just takes everything off at the back, so you will get an ab crunch, but it's not great. Everything is impacted by this cockpit, so you can get some hip swivel if you release the cockpit and then hip swivel. Otherwise you ain't getting any hip swivel from this figure at all. Then legs are pretty nice. Legs at the hips are okay but on forwards, but unfortunately at the back again it's impacted by this cockpit. But you do get a nice knee bend here, front and back knee bend, so you can overextend it towards the front. If you need more, you can move out these little pieces here, which you can also click back into place. And then at the foot we get some nice toe articulation here, actually really articulated, and you can even bend it down should you need to. So some great toe articulation. The problem is his hips, in and around the hips, he gets some challenges there. Let's finish the look now with Severo. So Severo, all we do here to transform him is fold him in on himself, knock his head back, then these two pieces will clip together there and there. You've got little grooves there, and then the here that everything just pegs into nicely, and then on the other side as well we can just peg that in there, so we end up with what they call a servo core, but I guess we would kind of call it similar to a Power Master. That then just plugs straight into Grimlock's chest, just to finish off Grimlock's look in this mode. Make sure this is tabbed in correctly. It's quite a small little tab that you have to get it into. There we go, tabbed in correctly now, and yeah, it just finishes off the look really nicely. Kind of a reddy brown plastic, but I think it fits the kind of industrial look that they're going for here. And we come to this bizarre kind of multi-usage weapon thing that kind of transforms itself. So that's the rope for the alt mode to hold everything together. Then you can unhook this and it turns into kind of a laser type affair that will just sit in his hand and peg in there like that, so he can shoot his pew 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 laser. But this is also the holder for, let me just unpeg this. This is a very tight grip that he has on that. Well done, Grimlock. And then you can just fold this around and flip it over like this, and then this little groove here fits into this like so, and then this top bit kind of just snaps down, and then you've got yourself a bloody big chainsaw type thing that you can just fit in his hand like that. And then he has this big ass chainsaw, which is pretty cool. It's a nice looking big ass chainsaw. You can just remove this then, and then you can also fit the brighter orange, which I prefer, chainsaw blade on, and then away you go with this chainsaw. So it looks pretty cool with that. It's very big though, but doesn't look too bad. So now time for the comparison, and this guy first of all with Hoist. So you can see he's a little bit taller than Hoist. Hoist is a little bit small for a deluxe, I guess, but if we bring out Cliffy Jumper, we can see he's much bigger than Cliffy Jumper, who is a very small deluxe. We can bring out the X-Trans Bots Sea Spray here, and you can see he's a little bit taller than that. Even with the rotors at the top, we can see he's a little bit taller. And if I bring out the X Transbot's dead end, here we can see they're about the same height as each other, with his rocket launchers just about reaching above the head height there, and I think they look quite nice together. Then finally he can meet his G1 self, so we can see that he is much taller than his G1 self. It's amazing how far we've come since the 80s. Final thoughts, would I advise anybody to pick this guy up? I got this guy in sale for around £40 from Kapow, which brings it up to about $50, something like that. Yeah, I think he's worth that. He was up at about 70. I think that's a bit of a push, if I'm honest. So if you can pick him up for around $40 to $50, yeah, you know, he's the quality of this guy is similar to kind of a Voyager class. He reminds me a lot of a Voyager class from Hasbro. Mine has the challenge with the arm, but I would recommend it at a lower price point. I wouldn't recommend paying anything more than around 40 to 50 for this dude. Nice little gimmick, having Grimlock have some sort of power core inserted into and make him a kind of a power master. I really like this dude. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this guy. Hopefully you've enjoyed my video, and if you did, give us a like, a share and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!